12.
Go.
Do it.
Not yet.
Okay, so I gotta freak it out.
Oh, that's an official.
Why is Carl out here?
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning and Happy New Year. It's 2017 now, and I hope you're all having a good year. I just thought I'd post a video. I changed the throttle body in this 2008 V6 Mustang. It's my daughter's, and so she'd been having some problems with it for quite a while, and it finally got her stranded. So I had to do something about it. And when I put the OBD2 reader on the vehicle, it was showing a PT104 code, and it said throttle actuator control system. So it was just a generic code. So I went on the forums, and they were saying that it was more than likely the throttle position sensor. And here's the throttle body right here, and this is the throttle position sensor right here on this side here, and then this is the throttle motor for the throttle body motor on this side. And so anyway, the process that I went through with this thing, first I replaced this throttle position sensor, and then that didn't solve the problem. That was the first thing I did. And when I started the car up, it seemed to run fine, and she drove it for maybe a week, and then it got her stranded. So I put the OBD2 reader back on the vehicle, and it was showing throwing a PT 111, and that still was throttle actuator control system, and it said it stuck open. So anyway, the next thing I did was replace the throttle body motor. That's this side, over on this side. And so put it back in the vehicle, and it would start, but it would just stay in the idle position. There was no throttle. And so I put the OBD2 reader back on it, and it was still putting the P2 111 code on there. So I cleaned the throttle body with carburetor cleaner and put it back on there, still same thing. So anyway, long story short, I ended up just replacing the whole throttle body. So my advice would be, don't try to save a few bucks. It's just better to just get the whole throttle body. Just get the whole new thing. And it's already has the throttle body motor on it and the throttle position sensor on it. And so just do that. You know, I mean, in the long run, I think you're going to be better off. And it's not that more expensive. So really, so anyway, that would be my advice. Just replace the whole throttle body. But after I replaced the throttle body and went through reprogramming the ECU to the new throttle body, no problems, and the car's been running great. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you're going to have to do that if you replace the throttle body. So let's take a look at that. Okay, guys, to get this throttle body off, it's very simple. It's not complex at all. Anybody can do it. It just takes an 8mm socket, and you're going to take this bolt off and this bolt off and two on the bottom. But before you do that, first thing you're going to do is you're going to take this hose off here, and you can either use a screwdriver on these clamps or use your 8mm socket on it like this and take them off. And you want to get that out of your way. And then you have a hose on the side here you'll have to get off, and it's just got a slider here that's got a green, well, this one's green anyway, yours might be a different color, but, and you just kind of pull it over and then just pull it off.
Let me out. I'm stuck in your
Real
pocket.
simple, like that. I'm gonna put it back on because I've already done this job and I don't want to do it again. So anyway, get that hose out of your way, and once you get that hose out of your way, then you're gonna want to undo all of, not that one, undo all your electrical connections. And this one here has a red plastic piece here that you have to slide back towards the front of the car, and then it has an area where you push and it'll just pull right off. And then on the side of the throttle body where the throttle body motor is, it's got the same thing, same kind of it's a little bit smaller, but it's basically the same connection. So after you get that out of the way, then you're going to take these 8 millimeter bolts out, and you're going to get your new throttle body. And for some reason, the new throttle body that I purchased didn't come with a new gasket, so you'll probably have to use the same old gaskets that's in here. It's just kind of a rubber O-ring, so it still should be in good shape, hopefully, and you'll be able to reuse it. So once you get the throttle body connected back up and tighten down your bolts here, go ahead and put your hose back on, reconnect your electrical connections, and then you're going to have to recalibrate this throttle body to your ECU before you start the car. Don't try to start the car until you do the calibration. And to do that, what you're going to do, I'm not going to actually undo the negative battery cable because I've already calibrated this throttle body and I don't want to have to do it all over again. So anyway, I'm just going to explain it to you. To recalibrate that throttle body to the ECU, you're going to want to undo the negative side of your battery and get it off to the side, and make sure that it doesn't come in contact with the negative terminal on the battery. You might place a rag or something over it to keep that from happening. And then what you're going to do is uncover your positive terminal and leave it connected. Don't take the positive terminal off. And you're going to use a wire, preferably with 2 alligator clamps. Now you can see I only have one on this one, but I used this wire, and what I did is I just clamped it, took the alligator clamp and I clamped it on the negative cable, not the terminal, but the cable that I had over on the side over here, away from the terminal. Don't let this negative cable touch this terminal. So like I said, you can place a rag over it or something to keep that from happening. Put this alligator clamp and connect it to the cable, and then you're going to take this part, and I don't have another alligator clamp. I wish I did on this one. I need to do that, but what I did is I just stuck the wire right down in this hole right here, made sure that it was getting a connection, and you want to leave it like that for about 5 minutes. And what that'll do is that'll drain the ECU of its programming, and clear the capacitors in the ECU so that it doesn't have any more codes left in it from the throttle body having a problem. And then so just let that be like that for about 5 minutes. After about 5 minutes, go ahead and reconnect your cable back onto your the negative side of your battery, and then what you're going to do is you're gonna go and get in the vehicle. The next step is to calibrate your throttle pedal to the throttle body. Okay, guys, the next thing you got to do is get in your vehicle, put your key in, and don't start the car, just turn the key on. And then the next thing you're going to do, let me get a shot of my foot just for fun. Down here on the accelerator pedal, you're going to just start taking it down and take about 10 seconds to go all the way to the floor. Then after you've got it to the floor, then take about 10 seconds and let it up. And just take about 10 seconds to let it back up. Okay, now after you've done that, then you can go ahead and start the vehicle. And if you've had any codes, like check engine lights or anything like that, they should go out. Because right when I changed the throttle body and went through the calibration procedure, all the codes just cleared themselves. I didn't even have to use my OBD2 reader to clear the codes. So I'm just check to make sure you have throttle, which I do. Anyway, that's all there is to it, to calibrating it. Well, I take that back. There is one more thing you have to do, and that's let the vehicle idle for about 15 minutes. And what that does is it lets the ECU calibrate to the proper idle speed for that throttle body. So anyway, that's all there is to it, guys. It's not complicated. Anybody can do it. Anyway, guys, that's how you put a throttle body into a oh boy. Anyway, guys, that's how you put a throttle body in a 2008 V6 Ford Mustang. I hope that this video helped and may help some of you guys that need to do a project like this. And if it did, mash that like button. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.